Have you ever noticed that many people spend years praying for financial breakthrough, asking God to change their situation, yet they remain stuck in the same struggles year after year? Now let me ask you something even more interesting. What if I told you that God has already revealed clear principles for building wealth in His Word, but most Christians completely overlook them? Not because they don't love God, not because they lack faith, but because they've been taught to wait for miracles while ignoring the principles God established to transform their lives. And here's something that might surprise you. The answer to many of your financial struggles may not be working longer hours. It may not be winning the lottery. It may not be receiving an unexpected inheritance. The answer may be hidden in something God has already placed right in front of you. Something you've probably read before, something you've probably heard before, but something you've never truly applied. So stay with me until the end of this video, because today we're going to uncover powerful biblical principles that can completely change the way you think about money, work, prosperity, and purpose. And most importantly, you'll discover that building wealth isn't simply about having more money. It's about honoring God, taking care of your family, helping others, and living with freedom and purpose. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and open your heart to what God may want to speak to you today. Let's begin. 1. God never intended for you to live with a poverty mindset. Before we talk about money, we need to talk about your mindset, because every financial transformation begins in the mind. Many people believe wealth is reserved for someone else. They tell themselves, "I wasn't born into the right family. I've always struggled financially. I'll never get ahead. Success isn't for people like me." But notice something important. When God created mankind, He didn't create us to live defeated lives. He created us with the ability to create, manage, build, multiply, and steward resources. From the very beginning of Scripture, God entrusted humanity with responsibility. That means we were designed to develop value and produce results. The problem is that many people adopt a mindset of limitation. They believe opportunities never come their way. They believe success belongs to others. They believe they can never move forward. And when the mind is trapped, life often becomes trapped as well. Opportunities may appear, but they won't recognize them. Talents may exist, but they won't develop them. Potential may be present, but it remains unused. That's why the first step toward building wealth is renewing your mind. You must stop thinking like a victim of circumstances. You must begin thinking like someone created by God with purpose, ability, and potential. 2. Most people pray for a harvest but refuse to plant seeds. This principle is simple, yet it is incredibly powerful. Every farmer understands one truth: there can be no harvest without planting. And this principle applies to every area of life. Those who plant knowledge harvest wisdom. Those who plant discipline harvest results. Those who plant effort harvest opportunities. Those who plant excellence harvest growth. But many people want the opposite. They want the harvest before the planting. They want success without preparation. They want prosperity without responsibility. They want rewards without sacrifice. The reality is that God often works through principles. He may open doors, but you must walk through them. He may create opportunities, but you must seize them. He may give you talents, but you must develop them. Ask yourself this question: what am I planting today? Because your life 5 years from now will largely reflect the seeds you are sowing right now. 3. Work is a blessing, not a curse. One of the most destructive lies in our culture is the belief that wealth comes primarily through luck. But look at many of the great men and women in the Bible. They were workers, shepherds, farmers, builders, leaders, business people. They understood the value of diligence. Unfortunately, many people view work as a punishment. They spend their days complaining about their jobs, complaining about their income, complaining about their circumstances. And while they complain, they miss opportunities to grow. Work is more than a paycheck. Work develops character. Work teaches responsibility. Work builds discipline. Work increases your value. And as your value increases, your opportunities often increase as well. Never despise small beginnings. Many great success stories started with simple responsibilities. The opportunity you're praying for tomorrow may be connected to how faithfully you handle what God has placed in your hands today. Mid-video call to action. If this message is speaking to your heart, I want you to type this in the comments. God is renewing my mindset. I love reading your comments because they show how many people are choosing faith over fear and growth over limitation. And if you know someone who is struggling financially or losing hope, share this video with them. You never know how one message can change someone's life. Now stay with me, because the next principle may be the most important one of all. 4. Wisdom is more valuable than money. Many people believe that if they suddenly received $1 million, all their problems would disappear. But that's not necessarily true. Without wisdom, even great wealth can quickly vanish. We've seen people inherit fortunes and lose everything. We've seen lottery winners go bankrupt. Why? Because money without wisdom is dangerous. True wealth begins when you learn to make better decisions, when you learn to manage resources, when you learn to control impulses, when you learn to think long-term instead of chasing instant gratification. Wisdom allows you to see opportunities where others only see obstacles. It helps you build while others complain. It helps you move forward while others remain stuck. That's why you should never stop learning. Read books, develop new skills, listen to wise mentors, invest in personal growth. Because the knowledge you gain today can create opportunities for years to come. 5. God blesses preparation. Imagine someone praying every day for a great opportunity. But when that opportunity arrives, they aren't ready. What happens? The opportunity passes them by. Now imagine another person. They study. They learn. They improve. They develop new skills. They prepare consistently. When opportunity arrives, they're ready. Many times, the miracle is hidden in the preparation. It's happening behind the scenes, during the quiet seasons, during the moments when nobody notices your effort, when it feels like nothing is changing. God may be preparing you for something greater than you can currently imagine. Don't quit simply because results haven't appeared yet. Keep growing. Keep learning. Keep improving. What God is building in you today may open doors that completely transform your future. 6. Wealth is a tool, not a destination. One mistake many people make is believing that money itself is the ultimate goal. But money is simply a tool. A tool can build or destroy depending on how it's used. When placed in the hands of a wise person, wealth can bless families. It can support ministries. It can create jobs. It can help those in need. It can leave a lasting legacy. God isn't looking for people who worship money. He's looking for people who can steward it faithfully. The goal is not merely to become rich. The goal is to become the kind of person God can trust with greater responsibility. because when your character grows, your capacity often grows as well. Conclusion. Maybe you came to this video feeling discouraged. Maybe you're carrying financial stress. Maybe you've been praying for answers and wondering if things will ever change. But I want you to remember this. Your future does not have to look like your past. God can still transform your story. He can give you wisdom. He can provide direction. He can open doors. He can reveal opportunities you never noticed before. But you must be willing to act. You must be willing to grow. You must be willing to apply the principles He has already given. Real wealth doesn't begin in a bank account. It begins in your mind, in your habits, in your faith, in your discipline, and in your willingness to follow God's wisdom day after day. If you believe God has something greater ahead for your life, type this in the comments. I will prosper with God's wisdom. Thank you for watching. May God bless you, your family, your work, and your future. And never forget, the decision that changes your life may begin today.